artifact from the final, and as you're about to see from the 2009 win, obviously it wasn't the final, but it are Andres Iniesta's boots from that memorable match-winning goal against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, which was a massive factor in us winning that Champions League title. So there's some really cool things here, moments of history, little fragments of what have been massive parts of our success, and it's really interesting to have a look at. And of course, in the Barca Museum, there's a section all about Lionel Messi. There's his golden boots. His most recent one, though, isn't in there yet, but it's going to be in the museum very shortly indeed. And you also, of course, have his Ballon d'Ors. There should be a lot more of them there, but there isn't, unfortunately. But Lionel Messi's Ballon d'Ors, his personal accolades, it describes him as the greatest player of all time, and absolutely rightly so. There's also a section here on our recent Copa del Rey successes, King of the Cups. Obviously, we've won them in successive years, and now we are about to go on to the Camp Nou pitch and have a look from the second tier. The view from up here was absolutely spectacular, very similar seats to where we were sitting yesterday. We watched Coutinho be presented as a Barcelona player right on the halfway line. If you're going to come and watch a game, do watch it from this kind of angle. Absolutely fantastic views there. You can also see just down there, as I zoom in now, the President's box. In that box they have very comfy seats, very spacious around. They also have TVs in front of them so they can see what's going on. Now we're about to approach the mix zone where players will gather after the game. Some of them will talk to the press. This will be absolutely full of journalists standing up outside the mix zone there, waiting for a few words on the players as they pass through it. And we're also about to enter the press conference area where Ernesto Valverde will sit down, and also the players, of course, and do their speeches. When I have come to the tour before, you've actually been able to sit up there and actually speak into the microphone, but unfortunately couldn't do that this time around. And I want to show you here inside the visitors' dressing room, just to give you a bit of a feel of what it's like inside the dressing rooms at the Camp Nou. You've got the physio tables there, you've got your tactics board for your coaches, the jacuzzi area there, or maybe an ice bath, something like that, and the shower areas. But this is not Barcelona's dressing room. This is simply the visitors' dressing room. Again, you cannot go inside the Barcelona home dressing room, which I would imagine is really impressive. Usually the visitors' dressing room is not as good as the home team, and there's some of the players there who have graced the dressing room. But of course now it's time to go down the Barcelona tunnel to climb up those very iconic steps leading to the Camp Nou pitch, and we are now about to get our first glimpse of the pitch up close and personal. And again, they didn't used to have those barriers there blocking your entry to the pitch. It used to just have ropes. And when I have been to the tour before, I was a bit of a rebel. I ducked under the ropes just to touch that Camp Nou pitch. So I have touched it. Couldn't do it this time round. But as you can see there, fantastic view of around the stadium. You've got the dugout, of course. And you can see up there, we're going to go up there just later on in the video, but it is the commentary area where all the commentators will sit when they commentate on Barcelona. And it's a real sky view up there looking down. And again, the President's box there to your right side in the prime position at the Camp Nou. And I just want to show you, for some of you guys who haven't been, the interior at the Camp Nou, because it is not the most modern stadium ever. You can see why in the coming years we are going to be renovating this and modernising it a little bit, because it is a lot of stone, it's a lot of wear and tear, obviously a very iconic, historic stadium, and for that reason it hasn't really been renovated that many times in recent memory, and that certainly needs to be done in and around the Camp Nou. But here now we are going up to the top by the commentator's box. You can see here even higher up now in the stadium, and it goes right the way along. It's a really big area. The commentators can come, they bring their equipment, their laptops, their microphones, etc. They will then sit in this box, and I can just imagine this kind of area during the games like the PSG comeback, the incredible Clasico victories, last minute goals, Messi masterclasses. It would really be an unbelievable place to see. You see they got their TV there above where they're sitting so they can check the monitor if they need to go over anything, but they've got a real sky view. And I have to say there also, there is no window there in that pane. And I was just saying earlier on Twitter, I am surprised that during that remontada against PSG, nobody flew out of that open window, because it would have got very excitable in there, and there is no window at all in that glass, so you can look straight out. And it is a long way up from there, it really is, but a fantastic position, and just a little bit of insight there on what the commentators would be doing when they come to the Camp Nou to commentate on the games, and where exactly they'd be sitting looking down on the entire scene. So here I just wanted to show you some things off from the Camp Nou. You can see that that's basically where we've just come from, over by the club shop and Palau Graugrana, and also in the background there you will see the mini Estadi. That of course is where Barcelona B play, but the stadiums really are that close together, very, very closely situated. And here we have the sort of gallery. It's a media centre where you can go, and it is a Barcelona's dream, because you can go at any moment in our history, any iconic moment, click on the footage, and you can watch it all. You could spend hours in this area watching different moments, different parts of our history, and it really is a fantastic thing they set up here, with all the finest moments from the Barcelona history on the screen there in front of you. And this is absolutely brilliant. One of my favourite moments of the tour, somewhere you could sit for absolutely hours and just watch these screens and watch these moments go on and on and on. And people do sit there, and I sat there earlier on for quite a long time just watching it. And if you want to get emotional, this is the place to do it, because on these screens, there's about 10 screens altogether showing different angles of every single moment throughout Barcelona's history. They've got the PSG comeback there, they've got the fantastic Clásico wins, and it really is unbelievable to watch it play out in front of your eyes, to watch it there on so many different angles, so many screens, HD quality, the sound they play, and they've got a soundtrack going in the background. It's really a brilliant place to go and reminisce on some of the finest moments in our recent history. And you can see here, we're just walking along the back and looking at the different areas, the different screens. A lot of people sat down and watching on, and it really is a fantastic place to go and a fantastic place to look at. And I said you should put all this together and put it all in a film, because I tell you what, that would be an absolute bestseller. There's some really incredible things going on, some incredible moments, incredible goals, and Barca there doing everything they can to capture those moments and really relive the memories in the best possible way. On